guys, it's Jess, and today I thought we would do a fun reading on how is he or she feeling about you. This one's going to be pretty in-depth. You guys know I like my in-depth readings, right? A little psych for you. Behavior does not exist in a vacuum, so I like to look at a lot of things surrounding their feelings so we can kind of get an idea of what is informing what. So that being said, I do have 3 piles here. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. If you need another moment to pick your pile, go ahead and pause the video here. I know I have bigger things here, but I'm just going to hold these up because I know that it's helpful. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile number 3. Okay, so if you need to pause it, go ahead and pause it. Otherwise, let's get started with pile number 1. Okay, pile 1. We have, I'm currently in a toxic relationship that I don't know how to get away from. Okay. Well, I didn't really plan this out. Hold on. This is a sexy couple, I can already tell. These over. Okay. Wow. I'm sorry. I didn't really think this through, like how I was going to have all these cards out here. Hold on. Give me just a second. Okay. Okay. So, right off the bat, I can tell, like, I don't know if you guys are watching me lay these out, but I said that I could tell that this was a sexy sort of a couple. I'm kind of getting the sense that this is you over here, but in my head, I thought that this was going to be them. So we'll see how these energies shake out. Let me describe some things and then we'll get into the heart of the question. So I can see that this person over here is highly masculine, and I'm getting that this is your person, right? We have the Sagittarius energy and the Aries energy going on right there. I'm just feeling like this person is probably larger than life. This is a real go-getter. This is somebody who has a lot of goals. Even with the light attribute as being the Knight here, the light attribute is loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. So I'm just getting that this is kind of, I don't know if you don't know this person very well, and that's why the Knight is coming through, because maybe you are seeing this person as like your knight in shining armor, and you're just kind of, your brain is like defaulting to like all the good things, you know, like, because when we don't know somebody that well, like we can kind of be like, oh my gosh, they're perfect. And your person seems like a really, really awesome person here, you know, with the Sagittarius and the Aries, highly observant. This is a person who notices a lot of things, and they might be a little bit blunt, but like, and I think that you've noticed that because we have Judge over here for their shadow attribute. Shadow attribute is offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. I do get that your person has some kind of authority with the Sagittarius card here, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and a lot of times they do find themselves in positions of authority. And I do get the sense that your person is working towards their business goals. Sagittarius, Jupiter, right? It's the ruler of that 9th house. And the 9th house is the silent hand that like kind of feeds the power and authority of the 10th house. So I think that you see your person has an ambitious streak, and you kind of wonder, because I see that you are a very spiritual person over here just at first glance, because those of you who've been on my channel know that I get a little bit overwhelmed with like the cards, so I have to look at it one at a time. But just from like over here with this Pisces Mars energy, I can see that you are very spiritually minded. You are very ambitious yourself, but that ambition is highly spiritual, like it's deeply intertwined for you. And it is for your person as well, with the Sagittarius card being here, right? Sagittarius, that 9th house, has a lot to do with like walking our spiritual path and spiritual law. But it is more because in Vedic, Pisces and Sagittarius are both ruled by Jupiter, and I see it very much as like Pisces being that feminine signature of Jupiter, and then Sagittarius being the more masculine sense. So it's like you guys have that in common, where you are, you're both go-getters and you're both very spiritual people, but it's like this person might even be pursuing a career in like higher education or some kind of spirituality, something that is, that requires like refinement and culture, this like an academic. Because this, I always think more like Torah and sacred law, right? With Sagittarius, whereas Pisces is more of an independent practice, a spiritual practice, a devotional practice, looking within, right? And these two energies, of course, work together as the masculine and feminine to kind of weave this beautiful tapestry of, what am I saying? Listen to me. This beautiful tapestry of spirituality into the world. Sorry, that got a little cheese ball there, but you guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, I think that you are very sexually attracted to your person with Aries over here. I think they're very sexually attracted to you because you have the Mars and the Pisces card over here. This is definitely Queen of Wands energy. You guys definitely have a sexual kind of connection where you're both very physically attracted to one another. I think your person's like athletic. Definitely athletic. Like they might play a sport, or they like to go to the gym, or they keep active in some way. I do feel like they probably like to travel. This might be a person who likes to be out in nature, likes to hike, likes to do yoga. Like honestly, I'm getting that physical activity is a very spiritual kind of a practice for your person. And I do feel like it's like physical activity just lights up all their chakras, right? It's like brings that whole mind, body, spirit thing together for your person. Like they just love to be very active. Your person might be a runner, like they might do marathons and stuff. And honestly, they might post like a lot of pictures and things of them being very like active kind of all over the world. And I do think that your person gets a lot of attention for their accomplishments, really, like whether it's physical accomplishments, their academic accomplishments, but this is a person with a lot of goals that moves. This is a confident person right here, very confident. People might go to this person for advice because they know that this person is very competent, very capable, very observant. And I just feel like you don't always like that energy, though, with the shadow attribute being offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Because your person is after some kind of status or authority here. I definitely get that. And how they're seeing you, like we've already touched a little bit on this, right? With the Pisces and the Mars energy here, your person sees you as very spiritual, very sexy. This is the energy of a yogi, like somebody who likes to practice, like you probably have a daily practice of some kind. And I feel like you guys have this very physical connection where you both, there's this spiritual aspect to being physical in your physical body. Like you definitely eat well, like you know how certain things impact your physical body, and that when you feel best in your physical body, that's when you do your best out in the world. And I also think that you're a person who considers, this is definitely how your person's seeing you as well. I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera, so I'm just gonna hold it up. Your person's seeing you as someone who you're not as like materially bound as this person. You have your goals and stuff, but this person's after some kind of authority or status. You're like out to do the good works. Do you know what I mean? There's definitely a sexy sort of energy to you with the Mars energy and the Pisces. Like I'm just seeing heavy physical activity. And there's just something about your physical body. I think your person sees you as getting a lot of attention from like people potential sexual partners is how I wanted to say it. Like you're a person who with the Pisces energy here, it's kind of hypnotic. Like you are, okay, I had this friend Chelsea. She used to like I remember the first time I met her, and I kind of was a little turned off by this, but one of my friends was like, she can get any guy to fall in love with her. Watch, Chelsea, go over to him and do it. And she did, and I was like, this is like a weird thing. You know, like I just didn't really like that, but that's kind of the energy that I'm getting with this Mars with the Pisces here. It's like you have a multifaceted personality that people can not attach to, but like there's something for everyone inside of you. Oh my God. Jesus, take the wheel. Okay. I did not mean that to be offensive. I think you guys get what I'm saying, and I'm just going to leave that there. So with Father and Prince, I do feel like this person sees masculine. I can't get over what I just said, you guys. Hold on, give me a second. Oh my gosh. If this is like the pile who always gets the sacred temple priestess, like I'm so sorry. Okay, so moving right along. We have Father Prince here. I think that you are a person who gets along with males. Like you fit in with males. Remember that show My Boys, where it was like a girl and she was like hanging out with her boys? Like you get along with masculine energy. You just do. like you have a really easygoing energy around them. So, and with Father and Prince here, I'm also getting that, like, maybe you have a brother or a son, but I'm kind of getting like you're really close, like your dad or your brother, or there's significant relationships here with like your father and your brother. And again, I think that these energies are very protective towards you. And so, and also there's something with protection. So like I heard this from Claire Nakti, I'm pretty sure, where she's talking about women operate more on the astral realm, and so I'm definitely seeing this with Pisces here, and like practicing the religion of your fathers, like the religion that you chose at your birth is your religion, and it connects you with your patriarchal line. So for instance, I'm a Christian, and somebody asked me to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about this in more detail. But so I'm a Christian, but I am a Gemini. I love to learn about other things. Gemini is the opposite pole to the Saggy here, and like we're travelers, and we like to explore and learn about new things. And so for me, I see the interconnectedness of all things, and it has led me on quite the journey. But whenever you still remain attached in whatever way you do, and that can morph and shift and change, I think. But if you practice the religion of your father, then you're more protected on an astral realm. So that may resonate with some of you, where there might be a strong religious aspect to you or your value system that was instilled by the father. Jupiter is the father, right? And the sun is the father, but Jupiter is that masculine energy. It's also like divine masculine energy, but it is like cultured, and it is the teacher. It demonstrates because it's a masculine planet, like it demonstrates the duty of the father to educate their children in cultural terms and stuff, and thus protect them on an energetic level. There's something about somebody's protecting you on an energetic level through values and religion. Sorry I'm so long-winded. Let me know if that resonates. So yeah, over here with the light attribute Father, right, is talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Oh my gosh. So I'm getting leaders. You guys are both leaders. I'm getting like yoga teacher, and I'm drawn to the fact that they said tribal unit. Like I do get a sense that this is like this is a person who is interested in yoga, who is interested in devotional practices, and dealing with smaller groups. I feel like you're much more personable than this person in a way, where it's like you make actual connections. I always get the energy of Amma with Pisces, because Venus is exalted in Pisces, and it's because like Pisces is such a loving sign, and Venus there can connect with a lot of people and just shower them with love. And Amma, for those of you guys don't know, she's the hugging saint, and people stand in line for like hours, days probably, just to get a hug from her, because she's just so loving. And I feel like you have a tight-knit group around you, and there's some kind of masculine energy infused in it, or athletics involved or something like that, but you have a tight-knit group around you, and you support them through your creative talents in a way, and then they look out and protect you. I have the door open, so I have bugs flying around in here, I guess now. So yeah, you're just a positive guiding light. And I also feel like you play a little bit coy to this person's advances. It's like part of you is interested, like look at her body language here, like her torso is like turned this way, but her head's turned this way. So you're definitely playing it a little bit coy with this person, I feel like. And maybe they feel like you're hiding behind like religious beliefs or values or something like that, because again, I'm currently in a toxic relationship that I don't know how to get away from. So if this person is otherwise engaged, or if you see, this could also, for some of you, just with the cards that came out, this is an independent person, okay? And I'm feeling like if it's not an actual person, this person is like being a player. This person's stuck in toxic relationship patterns that they don't know how to get away from, And that's why they feel all this protective energy like around you. They don't really know how to get to you necessarily. And I'm honestly getting that this person is heavily drawn to you with the Pisces and the Mars. Like this, I was saying earlier, this is Queen of Wands energy. They find you incredibly sexy, incredibly magnetic, maybe even a little bit witchy. And you're somebody who definitely you have sexual energy around you, but like sexual energy is the creative energy. So you're definitely like a very creative person, but it's almost like you're just drawing people to you with this magnetism, and you don't even really have to try. And your person sees that you have your pick of the litter in some instances, and that you get a lot of attention here. With Pisces, this they definitely want to start something with you, right? Because Pisces is the primordial waters from which everything gets birthed from in Aries, and Mars is the ruler of Aries. So they definitely want to start something with you. They see you as being very fertile, I want to say. Maybe some of you have a sun. And they love the way that you are with your son because they think that you are very like hands-on, you're so creative, you're full of love. Your son gets a lot of opportunities, or daughter, like your child here. Just being Mars, I'm getting a little tiny tyke. And yeah, like they just love how you are with that. Like you're a very free, loving kind of a person. Or they think that you would be. And then with the energy of Pisces, also the 12th house and Neptune, a lot of times Neptune connections or 12th house connections, they feel like soulmate connections. They feel like twin flame connections where they're, especially in the 12th house, there's like this person, there could feel like you guys have a psychic link, or that you have psychic powers, that you just see what's going on with them, that they can't really hide things from you. But definitely like they see you as someone that has like insider knowledge, if not on who they are, just on life in general, possibly both. So so that's a lot of how they're feeling with you. Let's take a look at how they're feeling like about you and the situation in general here. So interestingly enough, like because I'm currently in a toxic relationship that I don't know how to get away from. The 3 of Pentacles is what's coming out here in the middle. So you guys could be a part of a similar community. Like you might know this person from some kind of a spiritual communal group, or from church or school, some kind of a community where you guys are really building yourselves up in order to be the best people that you can be. That's definitely values that you guys share, where you're both like trying to be independently awesome people. And so I do feel like both of you are in a bit of an independent energy, and that's very sexy to the other one because maybe you guys are both used to people being like a little clingy towards you because you got the goods. Like I'm just seeing both of you guys as like, you got the goods. Like physically, people think you are very physically attractive. Like you walk down the street and people are like, hey, I would like to know that person. And you both have like very magnetic personalities, and you both draw a lot of attention towards you. So I think both of you actually really like that each one is in their independent energy. But it's like somebody's got to give here. Is just what I want to say. Difficult when someone's already otherwise engaged. If you guys are, if you guys are resonating with that at all. Because we do have the 3 of Pentacles here. And so with the Pentacles energy being the 3, I'm getting that it's like a little deeply rooted, like a little bit more established in a way where it's like there's such independent energy here with the Pentacles. Each one of you has your own things going on. I'm just noticing like all the grays and the blacks, like it's not like all these reds are popping out at me, and this feels like a little bit more muted, right? So somebody here, again, there's the themes of like leadership. So this person, like I said, I think they're trying to come off as a leader. So this person, it's like they're working heavily on their Pentacles. They're working on their career. They're trying to build their skills. They really want people to see them in this high light. And they want you to see them in this high light, and whoever they're with to see them in this high light. They want to call the shots. They definitely want to call the shots, and like they want people to kind of respect their authority. And I feel like they're used to that. Jupiterian people, one of the right, this is a tool that can be used either way. Sagittarius is a dual sign, wherever you see twin imagery, dual imagery in astrology. It's always there's a talent there that can be used for good or for evil, right? And that Jupiterian voice, that booming, like authoritative Jupiterian voice, that can be used for good. It can also be used for bad. The thing is, usually they're very gifted with intelligence. So usually you're getting really good information from a Jupiterian person, but the danger is it doesn't, like what they say doesn't have to be true, and people can be like really intimidated by that energy and not want to check it or to challenge it because they can feel like there's so much power and oomph behind it, which your person definitely has. So in the past we have the Empress. So this is I'm seeing this as like, if this is a third party situation, then this is the person that they were with. This person, they could have a kid with this person, which is why they might be picking up on this motherly energy with you. They think that you would make a really good mother. Maybe for some of you, you are the mother of this person's children. And that would be weird, because is this the toxic relationship? Like, if this is the toxic relationship, I'm wondering if this has more to do with your family than you, or that your person is jealous that you get all this attention from like males around you. And I feel like your person would say that it brings out a side of them that is like aggressive and protective and possessive. And that might be, you feel like very criticized by this person because all they do is criticize you for like looking nice, or for like, they accuse you of like having an ulterior motive for just like being your bright, beautiful self, because you are a beautiful person and you need somebody who is strong enough to accept that people are, you're going to catch people's eye, like, because that's just who you are, you know, and you shouldn't have to like, you know, be uggo all the time to like appease this person's ego. And I feel like that's why you were attracted to this person in the beginning, is because you thought they could handle it, you know, because oh my gosh, so I didn't read this for the shadow attribute for Prince, using power for self-aggrandizement. You both are seeing each other, or this person, you're both seeing each other in this light of like wanting power, and like maybe not for the right reasons. But up here, I'm just noticing the light one is romantic charm and potential for power. So it's like your person sees that you have a certain power over people in like a sexual romantic kind of a way, you know, where people are just like drawn to you in that way. And your person sees you, I don't want to say that you're indulging it, you're just being, I feel like you're just probably being yourself, and you're like a nice person, and you're being nice to people, and you know where your boundaries are, and like that's not an issue for you. But it's like both of you, there's like distrust here. So if this is your relationship, then it's like this distrust between the two of you. There might be like some arguing, and it's coming from that jealousy. And each one of you wants each other's attention. You know, you want to be everything for each other. Yeah. So in the past, like it was the Empress. You know, you guys are building together, or you know, there's this person. The Empress is all about balance, like having everything, being very beautiful. Again, the Empress is rules over the empire with the Emperor. There's definitely an energy of power here, having some kind of influence and using it really well, honestly. Like everything kind of flowed, working together. Maybe you guys were part of the same community and everything was really nice. And now it's like you guys might be in more of a growing stage. Like you're trying to build from this stage, but it's like maybe there's some power struggles, and who is going to take the lead and who isn't. And also the energy of like, I feel like if this isn't an outright third party situation with another person, this is definitely, it's just work, career, furthering yourselves. Each one of you is trying to do that, but still like keep this balance kind of together. Because this is a loving home for a lot of you guys. Like this is a loving home with the, because the tools this person feels that they have at their disposal is the Four of Wands. So this is a soulmate connection. This is very stable with the Four energy here, and with the Fire energy, it's like very passionate, optimistic, goal-oriented. The goals, it's funny because the goals are bringing you guys together where like you both want to move forward. You both have this vision of building something together, and you know that like that you guys are on the same page in that sense. And there's a lot of like mirrored energy and very compatible energy here between the two of you, right? It's just you got to get it funneled in the right direction. And when you're trying to do that, it's like there's power struggles because we're not falling like into, I want to say falling in line, but that's such a power struggle thing to say, of like fall in line behind me. Like, you know, each one of you has your visions. There's so much similar about your visions, but the little bit that's off is like really, really causing some kind of issues here. Now, if this is a third party situation, it's like the tools at their disposal is, well, you know, we have this soulmate connection, but I also have this, you know, this home life that is happy and it is stable and it's something that I'm building off of. You know, so I can't really leave all of that, you know? And also down here, it's like, this house is just like so big. There's, you know, people clearly here. This is a party. This is a celebration. I mean, this is like having everything. This is having it all, really. And I do feel like it's also status and like being looked upon in a high light. That's a tool that they feel like they have at their disposal. And I just can't help but like Sagittarius is a fire sign. You have Mars over here, and all this fire energy coming through of like you guys are pillars to this community, this spiritual group, something like that. Or that's how this vision, that's the tool. That's something they feel like they have at their disposal, is like this really vivid shared, you know, goal that you guys have together. so much yellow down here that I'm just seeing, so much yellow. This is all solar plexus energy. You guys, like, your lower chakras are completely in line of, like, you're both very driven and sexually oriented, and that relationship kind of comes together in a really beautiful way. So with the Queen of Pentacles, that's weighs on their subconscious mind. This could be two separate people here with the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. This could be a mother figure, or this could be a mother figure that has a lot of weight, like has a lot of pull or a lot of say. Maybe there's some money involved that... there's definitely money involved here, whether it's like somebody just wants money, how do we get more money, how are we building money? And I'm not trying to demonize that at all, right? Like, we live in a physical world, and, you know, you got to eat. But, you know, with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like, she's a master manifester to me. She's also a very nurturing, loving, warm mother person. And she's like very homebound. Like, your person might be wishing, I think your person is wishing that, especially if you're the female energy, that like you would be like a stay-at-home mom type. You know, you're so magnetic and you have your own goals and your own dreams, and your person, it's like your person really loves that about you, but they also just like want you to stay home and do that at their house, you know, and then they don't have to worry about, you know, all this attention that you're getting, and they think that you'd be such a great mother. So like, you know, if I could just, you know, keep this person at my house, then they can do all the lovely things that they do, and that seems to solve all my problems because, you know, I got them all to myself. But your person, like, when they think about this, I feel like this might be a fantasy or a daydream that they have, is like whenever they think about this, they see you as being very fulfilled, you know, like they come home and it's like, well, you have dinner on and there's kids there, and, you know, well, honey, what did you do today? You know, and you're like, oh, I read this and I'm so fulfilled. And I, you know, me and our little son, you know, we did all these like very fun activities that were, you know, mind nourishing, and, you know, we went for a walk and we looked at these flowers, and, you know, I have my diffuser on in the background and everything smells like lavender and all of our pillows are soft. Like that's like the fantasy that this person has, because this person is, you know, I feel like they have a lot of progressive ideas, and they love all this energy that you bring. Like, they absolutely love it. But there is a side of them that just kind of wants a more traditional way of being things. They want to dominate, they want to, you know, be the man of the house, and they want to call the shots, you know. And the Empress is all four of the queens, right? And so it's almost like they're stripping away the other ones just to get this Queen of Pentacles energy. And I know that sounds harsh, because I'm just getting like that water fire energy, right? That's the sexy passion that we've got over here. And that air energy makes you a little mouthy and stand up for yourself. And so that's just kind of, maybe your person, it's like, well, they like that and they're attracted to that, and they know that you don't need them. Like, you're a very independent person. And it's that, I hope you get what I'm trying to say, where it's like they're attracted to that because who wouldn't be, right? And I take the view of like, you know, I want myself to be whole and strong and balanced, and then my partner to be whole and strong and balanced, and then we can come together. And I feel like that was the foundation that you guys were starting on. But then, you know, maybe your person was like, well, it might just be nice to, you know, she's so strong, she challenges me, or he challenges me, you know, that kind of an energy. So in the future, we're just not getting along, right? We're not communicating, we're not seeing eye to eye here. This is feeling left out in the cold. I feel like there's some money troubles, and I do feel like, you know, this could be because you guys are building something, so you know you have to make some kind of monetary sacrifice or whatever, and you're prepared to do that, but you know that it's going to be difficult, and then that puts an extra strain on your relationship here. So, yeah, you know, I'm getting that in the future. The area of Pentacles, you know, I don't think that it's any wonder that your person kind of fantasizes about the Queen of Pentacles energy, because the Pentacles energy is kind of where we're focused, you know. It's kind of where things are also going a little bit wrong here, where we're trying to bring life into them. And I just got to say, like, the Pentacles energy is like, you know, that is kind of the last challenge, right, of the spiritual adept, is funneling all this magical spiritual energy that you guys have cultivated down into the density of matter and into the physical world. So you're still on your path. I know it feels a little rocky, but doing that, like, at some level, like, you're always going to run into that, because that's like the final challenge. And I see that You know, that seems to be what's kind of happening here. And so your person is thinking about how wonderful it's going to be when you guys get that down, and when this isn't so hard, and when things just kind of come naturally, and you know that you have, you know, money and stability and, you know, wealth, and everything feels really secure and really good. There is the energy of children here. So, yeah. So how is your person's attitude towards this whole situation? This is awesome. We have the Star. This is major arcana. So it's pulling a lot of weight, and your person has a very positive attitude, a very healing attitude. They also, I get fertility with this, right? Because the water bearer Aquarius, that whole legend is around filling up the Nile, and the Nile overflowing into the Nile River Valley, making that whole area really like lush, right? And that's how your person sees it. It's like, this is something that we need to go through, right? Presumably, if the Nile River Valley needs to be like overflowed to nurture plants and stuff, it goes through dry periods. So it's like your person's seeing this as a part of a cycle. They're also seeing a lot of help around you guys. I do feel like there's a community around you guys in some way. With this up here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, well, we have this star here surrounded by the 7. So I always get the energy of Pleiades and that constellation, and that ties in with Critica. Being, and the lore around that is the 7 sisters, right? Critica is an orphan and is raised by the 7 sisters, who are the wives to the 7 priests. And so I do feel like there's a community of people around you that support you guys, that see you guys as doing it, and that kind of help to balm this a little bit. They're good for advice, you know, maybe even money or support. But your person overall is feeling like, you know what, I know this is going to be hard, but this vision is beautiful. Your person also still sees you as beautiful. I mean, they definitely see you as beautiful, if that's a question in your mind at all. Yeah, they just see you as very beautiful, very hopeful, very knowledgeable, and somebody who thinks outside the box, and in doing so, people around you benefit from that. There's definitely, I feel like your person sees you as nourishing a group of people. So this is really, really beautiful energy, guys. And I mean, the Star, like, if it had a tagline, it would just be like hopefulness, you know? And so your person's very hopeful. There's also something about the dark night of the soul here, just like at night, and with the star, that hopeful star, the Star of Bethlehem, that guiding light, right? So the outside influences, we have the 2 of Wands. And again, I do feel like the energy of tradition here, like, because this is the home, right? We have our wand over here bolted to this home. This is also like the Alexander the Great card, you know, of like looking out. You have a solid foundation, but you are looking out into the world to see like what else is out there, what else you can do, you know, and just really leading with that fire energy of being very passionate, very excited about whatever it is that you're doing. And that is the outside energy here is, there's definitely an energy of balance, you know, we're balancing, which doesn't surprise me, because I'm kind of still getting that pentacle energy with the house here and the stability and the structure. So it's like balancing all this fire energy that you guys bring to the table, and also trying to like root things down into the physical world here. So yeah, it's like, how do you take that from just you guys and then like branch that out into the world, you know? Going back to the third party situation thing, this sometimes can be like, you know, you have your steady thing at home and you're looking out for other options. So that could be just the nature of this person. If you guys are resonating with that third party energy, you know, like this person could ghost you or leave you out in the cold here, their next steps like in the future, or kind of how they see the future going is, but this is also the falling apart of tradition. So, you know, they think a lot about like this motherly tradition, obligation sort of figure. And they feel like this person could be kind of, if you're resonating with a third party energy one, I don't like to jump storylines because I know it gets confusing for people, but the reality is we're literally like reading cards on a table. So, yeah, if it is the third party situation, your person has a lot of sadness around the breaking of tradition. And it's sadness because they see this person that they're with in a very high light, like very respectable, very beautiful, someone who brings a lot to the table, who takes care of their living space, who takes care of their children, who's a very loving, nurturing person, that deserves all the good things, you know, and they just see that kind of like breaking down, or they feel like they let that person down. And this is a person who likes to be on the right side of things. Like they see themselves as the knight in shining armor, and they see themselves as trying to live a very moral, life, you know. So, but they do have this nature to them that is very sexual. Like this person has a very high sex drive, you know, and they like to conquer. Like that's just kind of this internal nature. And so your person's wondering if they can even give that to this person. If this person is you, or if like you're the person that they're like really, really attracted to. So that could be the energy of the toxic relationship, and they don't know how to get away from it, you know, is that maybe they're just not really fit to be in a monogamous relationship. I want to clarify that toxic relationship thing. What is toxic about this relationship for this person? What is toxic about this relationship? Relationship for power in this person. Oh, okay. With the Two of Pentacles, I mean, this could be like having two homes, you know, that they can't bring together. Your person has two, I feel like this also could be two sides of their nature, right? They have this side to them that wants like status and recognition and all of that. And so part of that is having like the home life and the, you know, having a stable home, having a respectable partner that you get along with and that you can build with and build from, you know. But it's like your person, there's two sides of your person that they can't quite rectify. And, you know, yoga means union, and that's what we're all trying to do, is like reconcile within ourselves. And then that mirrors, that energy is then mirrored out on the external physical level. So I feel like your person feels pulled in two different directions. You know, they might be considering, they might just feel like they need to move, they need to be more agile than this is really allowing them to be. Maybe they got in a relationship too soon or something like that. But they see something substantial, like in both, like if this is you and this is their partner, it's like they feel something substantial. You both satisfy something in them, you know, for the third party situation. So what does this person want out of this situation? King of Cups. This person wants to come off a bit mysterious. They want to like keep their emotions in check and make really smart moves in the physical world. They want to cultivate their spirituality. They want to ultimately make their living in some kind of a creative field. And I was getting that, you know, kind of up here with your person too, or a spiritual field. They want to be seen as, this person really wants to be seen in a high light. They want to be seen as like romantic and creative and passionate and smart, and somebody who is well cultured and well traveled, someone who's lived an exciting life and then has grounded that down into a stable existence. This person wants to make a lot of money, just flat out. This person wants to make a lot of money. And they honestly, there's a nature to your person here, guys. Like they want to have like a steady relationship, and they might want to have somebody kind of on the side, and they want there to be love and passion and warmth and all of those things. They might literally want to like have two, oh my gosh, this is the Lord of the Manor. He hasn't really showed up in a while. This is like a young Lord of the Manor type. This person might want to like put you up in a house, you know. They might want to like have a kid with you, put you up in a house. They might want like a secret family situation. And, you know, don't give yourself a complex if that's not resonating. Oh my gosh, though, I have to say, with the High Priestess as their next steps, first of all, High Priestess, secretive, withdrawn energy, and then we've got the two pillars here. So it's like secretive, and this person like sits here between like these two pillars. It's the same imagery, right? Definitely getting that. This person wants to like have their cake and eat it too. Your person could be a bit pompous, and I think that's like kind of the energy that you're picking up on, is like this person thinks they can go anywhere they want, do anything they want, and that's like attractive to you. But at the same time, with the shadow attribute of like they offered only destructive criticism, like they might expect perfection from the people that they're with, you know. Like, yeah, like if you just, like you're chilling out in your quarantine and you have like a little too many like little Debbie cakes or something, because what else are we doing? Like, you're like, are you even gonna like me anymore? Like this person might require some type of like perfection from their people, and so you're like, would you even love me if I wasn't a certain way, if I wasn't fitting a certain image for you? So yeah, it's like, that your person, like, that could be how they're misusing this. And oh boy, yeah, this is crazy. Let me know if this is resonating with you guys, because like I've gotten this energy a lot before and a lot of people are resonating with it, and I just kind of like, this seems like a movie, like this person, especially like the way that they go about their life. So anyways, let's get back to you and how they're feeling about you. I feel like a lot of people are frustrated with me. That's okay. They are seeing this as a third party situation that they have to be very delicate with. Now, the third party could be work status related, or this could be literally another person. And so it's like each one of those things in the third party, themselves and their goals, you, the career, and their status, it's like showing up as equal importance. And it's like your person doesn't really know how to deal with it, and they don't, all they know is they want to be in charge, and they want to be able to control those other things so that they can get the life that they want. I feel like your person has a bit of a controlling nature. They want to control the especially towards feminine energy and female things. Your person might want to misuse spirituality, or like spiritual community, because there's an energy of community coming through here. And so like your person might want to like control the narrative. This is a person who wants to be in charge. And this situation is no different. They're seeing you as beautiful, as sexy, as very accomplished, as someone who brings a lot to the group dynamic. They're seeing you as being very, like, I'm almost getting just like a snake charmer energy, where like masculine energy is very captivated by you. You're almost, there's something about you that's hypnotic. Like maybe even the way that your hips sway or something, you might like, and just like the something about your eyes, like the look in your eyes, and also your hair. You're beautiful. Like you are beautiful in a way that is hypnotic and like throws people kind of for a loop. And your person is very drawn towards that, but they are seeing you as very independent, somebody who puts up a fight, somebody who is their equal, somebody that they cannot dominate, that they think about, how perfect it would be if they could just kind of get you to fall in line with their vision, if they could keep you a little bit to themselves. There's an energy of them wanting to shelter you and pull you away from like the eyes that are on you, especially masculine, like lusty, kind of lascivious like eyes, because this person doesn't want to have to compete for you. They want to they do want to compete for you at first, but once they win you, they want to like keep you put away. But like this person could have another relationship that either you are aware of you or you aren't, and they want to keep you guys away from each other, in that sense too. This person's like pretty arrogant, and I think it's something that you see in them, so their next steps towards you that they're planning on taking is the High Priestess. They're planning on not really saying much. They're planning on being mysterious. They want to sit in their authoritative power. This person's going to continue to go after some kind of knowledge, or institutional power or something like that. Like they could be in a degree program or something, like they could be going like higher education, like post-grad, this person likes to, this energy kind of has they want to control women. There's something about controlling women. And this person sees you as like their equal and opposite, where like you can kind of, I don't feel like you try to control men, but like you have that hypnotic charmer kind of energy. Whereas like this person, I feel like this person's like very personable. They know all the right things to say. They make a lot of friends, and they do that based on this image, this like knight in shining armor kind of an image, and they're building themselves up in this person who's like really benevolent. And I think they do have like really good qualities, but they are very bullheaded and very stubborn. So they're feeling like they want to control this situation. They want to control you because you are so beautiful but they do find that to be a bit of a challenge moving forward. So they're going to try to like still be in charge, you know? So that was a long reading. That's what I have for you guys, pile number 1. If that resonated, please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you guys around here in the future. Sorry, I like to shorten my words. I'll show myself out. Thanks. All right. Okay, pile number 2. Let me get a little drink of my tea. That was a long reading for the first one. Okay. We have, I want to shake everything up for you, but that's crazy. I'm communicating with you through music. You know what's funny is I should totally pull a song for this whenever I get it. I was thinking about that earlier. Okay. We've seen this energy before, y'all. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Pile number 2. This is so friggin' cute. Oh my goodness. So first of all, I have energies up here for like, you know, them, you, and then their feelings about the situation, right? Because behavior doesn't exist in a vacuum. So I like to unpack where these feelings are coming from kind of through all angles here. So first of all, can I just say that they are feeling the love in this connection, right? Because the whole centerpiece to the whole connection is the 2 of Cups. And this is just incredibly, incredibly loving energy. This person feels a harmony to you. They feel like you guys, you're very connected with one another. There's something that's different about the 2 of you, and I can see that coming through in your energies up here just already. But that is very complementary in the way that masculine and feminine energy are complementary, right? Where like the masculine takes that more projective masculine approach, and that feminine is the more receptive approach, and then together it's the yin yang, and those energies keep going round and round, right? And the merging of those 2 energies together gives you dominion over the heavens with the wings here and earth with the lion there. There's a really good balance here. Your person feels of passion, but also you guys meet on an intellectual level. This person loves the way that your mind works, and I cannot stress that enough. Because you both are coming through. Oh my gosh, there's such heavy mirror energy here. And with that being said, I want to put this down because I want to show you what I'm talking about. I just looked up here, right? So you are coming in as Virgo and Uranus. Uranus is the planetary ruler to Aquarius. Your person's showing up as Capricorn and Aquarius. So you both have an earth sign and this Aquarian energy coming through. So there's a lot of just like-mindedness coming through. And there's a practicality about you guys, about both of you, but there's also that practicality is informed by like science. You guys might even like have subscriptions to scientific magazines or things like that. And you learn from that. Like, I feel like you're both probably very health conscious, very health minded, and you are very into like getting well, at least you are. You're like definitely about that. But that practicality, that earthy practicality that's coming through is informed by like science for both of you. This person might apply it more to like career status, like they might be a scientist in their career. And so it's something that they consistently have to stay up on. You could be a doctor or a nurse or a healer of some kind in your career, and you are the same way, where it's like you guys have very high vibrational conversations, I feel like. Yeah, this is, and then just saying, we have this, I want to shake up everything for you, but that's crazy. What weighs on their subconscious is judgment, and this is the energy of Pluto. So I don't know, for some of you, this person like has a family, right? Because this is a family. The angel is blowing the trumpet of judgment, saying to kind of shake up, and like with the 2 10s here, like something needs to end. Maybe something needs to end for both of you with the 2 10s there. But judgment, they they really are in their subconscious mind. I almost feel like this is a fantasy where they're like fantasizing about like leaving everything for you, shaking up everything for you, you know, and just like letting the things fall apart in order to get this union, right? The cross is a symbol of the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming together, the horizontal plane of our earthbound lives. Oh my gosh, this is earthbound lives with the Aquarius, right? That going to space kind of feel. And then, yeah, the masculine energy being straight up and down, because your person just feels so drawn to you here too, with that plutonic energy coming through, where it just feels like their path. It feels like the Pied Piper. I feel like your person might be a musician and they want to like express themselves through song. I'm gonna have to grab my phone and pull up a song for you guys. I can already tell because like the angel's literally playing a trumpet here. So your person might actually like write you music, write you poems or something that maybe they share with you, maybe they don't, because you're just so inspiring to them. And I feel like in the past, you guys did a lot of flirting, right? With the Page of Cups. It was just like lighthearted. Your person always looked forward to talking with you. I feel like there's something quirky and out of the box with you, but also like just really pleasant. Maybe you work with kids. Or something, but your person just loves to see that side of you, you know, where you're being really cute. Your person finds you really super cute. I get that with Virgo energy coming through, because this card she looks so cute and teensy to me. I don't know. Yeah, but she's also fiercely determined. There's like a sexy cute thing going on, like from Crazy Stupid Love. You're the perfect combination of sexy and cute, like you are. And also, you're really smart and you're a friend to everyone. Your person really likes to watch you interact with a group of people. And there's something about your hair coming through too. Your person really, really loves your hair, and they think you're beautiful in a very easygoing, kind of a casual sort of way. And they love it when your hair is down, by the way. So, damsel is your light attribute. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. And then also for your shadow attribute, we have servant. Using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life is the shadow attribute, because I have one for each. So your person definitely wants to come in and save you. You know, like you're a hard worker and you're a person who like, you know what's important, and your person really values that. The fact that like you have a way of cutting through the nonsense. You're very polished in the way that you come off. Your mannerisms are very smooth, very elegant, very respectable. But yet at the same time, like there is a freeness to you with the Uranus energy here, where there could be something kind of quirky about you, maybe quirky about the way that you dress. I'm kind of getting nerdy, like little schoolgirl. Maybe you like to wear like argyle, or, you know, nerdy little like clips in your hair. You know, maybe you're like a huge fan of like Star Trek or Star Wars or something, and you just like to talk about it. Maybe you're into video games or comic books, something like that. I feel like you have a quirky like habit that's like kind of smart too, you know, like it's like a smart person pastime that you like to do. But you also have a very gentle spirit about you, and you're a nurturer. You might have animals, and this person, I feel like you like animals, like you like to take care of animals, and also children. Yeah, like you might be an advocate for them in some kind of way, because you love to be of service. You might even have some Saturn in your chart. That's not really like coming through super, super heavy, but yeah, I'm getting a person who just really likes to help out other people, you know? This is like a really good energy. So for your person, they're coming through as like very business minded, very status oriented. This person could have some kind of status. They could be a business person with Capricorn coming through here. Very sexy and like the strong silent type kind of a way. This is a very creative, very savvy business person. If this is a business person, their business might have something to do with Aquarian themes, like science, pushing the limits in some way, inventions, or it's like they bring this energy to whatever it is that they do. Like they navigate it in a way where they see things that other people don't, you know, and they are groundbreaker. They like to push the limits here. I'm almost getting the energy of Uttara Ashada. That's like the final sun-ruled nakshatra, and it's called the undefeatable one. This is a person who maybe has been through a lot in their past, but they have like this almost warrior-like energy to them, and they're just like really stepping into their own power, I feel like here. This person, they could like to be around other people. We also have the networker card here. It's interesting because with Capricorn, I don't necessarily get that, but I do get that with like Aquarius because it rules the 11th house. So yeah, there's definitely something very visible about your person, and it ties into their job. And we also have networker. This is like, that's what I'm saying. This is like a person that's like noticed. So networker, light attributes, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Okay, and also sharing of information with Aquarius. This could be somebody who does something like in the tech world, or with some kind of communication. Maybe this is like someone who's made an app or something, but communication. Aquarius is the final air sign, and air signs are all about communication. So this is like a very developed form of communication that your person has. This is a person that you want to give presentations and stuff. Like, they are really good with that. Okay, gambler. Shadow attribute, relying on luck rather than hard work. Interesting, because we're getting the energy of hard work coming through with Capricorn. So, but yeah, just with the gambler, like, just what I'm getting from gambler is like this person, they might take some risks, you know, in order to get wherever it is they're going. They also might be just like a little selfish too, where it's like maybe they put a lot on the line, and sometimes that could be like people's jobs or something. I'm getting like a Silicon Valley type, you know, that's like building their empire, and they've got to take some risks to do it because they're in like a groundbreaking field or something. But this person is a business person. They are up, they deal with people on a day-to-day basis, and they are trying to get the world more connected, or there's something about that with your person over here. And they're all about communication. So they're communicating with you through music. Interesting. So we talked about the subconscious, the past, what's going on now. So they're, what they think, their tools at their disposal. This person has some coins. They have some money. They want to spoil you. They feel like they can take you to all the nice restaurants. And again, with the, like, I feel like they're seeing that they could help you with money. Because I feel like you're a very talented person with the Mercury energy coming through with Virgo. Like, you're a very talented person. You probably have a lot of skills, a lot of talent. Whatever you do, you approach it with a certain amount of skill. You're a person who can kind of dissect things in your mind, like when you're learning about things, and you very quickly understand like the ins and outs of those things. And that's something that your person's very attracted to. Is I feel like your person doesn't have time for nonsense. They don't like to be around people who can't get with it, you know. And you're very smart, and that's something that your person appreciates. And also, there's something kindred about this communication energy. You're a very skilled communicator. Yeah, so maybe their family is well known as well. Like, they have some kind of like name or status that they can offer you. So it's like they can give you a lot. This person knows that they can give you the house, the kids, the cars, the clothes. I always do that one now. And maybe even money and like notoriety, because you might have some pet projects. Remember I said you liked animals? Haha. Maybe you have some pet projects that you're trying to get off the ground. Also, you strike me as a person, like, not like a volunteer energy, but like, you do like a lot of charity work, or you would if you didn't have to work all the time. Like, your person wants to be able to do that for you in a way. So how is their energy towards this? Your person is holding back. They have a ton of passion for you that they're trying to like hold back until, with the 8 here, this energy of transformation happens, because something needs to move or shift in this dynamic for this relationship to be coming together. And it could be like that your person already has a family, or has work or something, because with the Lovers card coming over here in the near future, the Lovers represents a choice, right, of two lovers, or of how to move forward in some way. It doesn't have to be like a third party with like a person. This is heavy career stuff too. Maybe somebody has to like move for a career, or they travel a lot for their career, or something like that. It just came through. I don't know. But like, yeah, and there's also this mountain here. in the back. So it's like there is some kind of an obstacle. There is going to be some kind of a struggle in order to like move this forward. But I kind of feel like if your person is with someone else, I kind of feel like they feel like you're their soulmate. And like that this person, maybe they feel like this person trapped them through like sex or like sex appeal, and they weren't their actual true soulmate. And this person, like your person, is just completely enamored with you on all levels. You know, it's not just a sex fling. It's not just like, you know, they feel like you're the person that they're meant to be with. And it's such a strong freaking pull that, that it's like really throwing your person for a loop. And they are a gambler in not the best way. So it's like that, of course, they're thinking about, they want to shake everything up for you. The outside energy is the 9 of Pentacles. Maybe they see you, first of all, I just get someone with interesting hobbies with this, and also with the Uranus energy. I feel like, and also Virgo, because Virgo, Mercury, skill, hobbies, people, and Uranus with the skills. Like you might have a weird hobby or something. There's something like funny about you that's like cute. That your person picks up on, and they just think it's so cute. But like you are a pretty independent person. Even if like you're not rolling in money, you are a person of like, you have guiding values that, and you have certain, like I feel like this person thinks that you wouldn't even tolerate a third party situation because you're like really, you're like no nonsense, and you have a guiding light of values of how you want to be in the world. So that's the outside influence, I think, is like your regality and your independence, because even if you don't have money, like I feel like you're fine. You know, like you are very independent. You can take care of yourself. You might not have, like this person probably has like a lot of money. So maybe you don't have that kind of money, but like you're fine and you're okay being independent and on your own, and you're not going to lower yourself for anybody. Right? So your person's like, how do I get in? You know, because maybe this person is used to people wanting them for their money. And so if you don't, then how do they get in? You know, how do they get your attention if they don't like Star Wars? I'm just kidding. So, their hopes and fears is a 7 of Cups. It's like, they can't see their way through this, right? And with the energy of Neptune, there's that energy of soulmate. Like they feel like you're their soulmate. And Neptune is the Western ruler of Pisces, being the opposite of this Virgo that you're showing up with here. So they're hopeful that, I feel like they're hopeful that they can have it all. Your person really likes to fantasize about the life that you guys could have together. And they like to fantasize about little things that you like, and, you know, maybe bringing you home little things, or, and they like, I feel like you're a person that they would be proud to like have on their arm. And so they fantasize about people, you know, seeing the two of you together and all of that. But then it scares them because they know that a lot has to fall away, and they don't really know. And there's a part of them that doesn't know if they're making the right choice, you know, because this person they are kind of status oriented or whatever. And so with Neptune, there's always the worry that like it could be too good to be true, because maybe you guys don't know each other super well yet. Because I also see that you are kind of looking over here in this. So your person is like trying to get your attention. They're trying to get your attention. They're trying to get like your sexual attention, and also like your mental attention. Because this person could be a sapiosexual, definitely over here. Somebody who gets turned on by people who are like smart. And I always joke about that because, you know, having sex leads to children. So like your children, don't you want your kids to be smart? Like, isn't that something that everyone is like attracted to, is smarts? I don't know. It was just kind of funny to me. But because I feel like your person also wants you to see a different side to them than maybe they show other people, because maybe they have to keep this business front on in order to network and everything. But it's like they want to strip that away for you, wink, and like really show you who they are. Yeah. They're just confused as to how to do that. And your person, like, they could be afraid that like you have options, or they can be afraid that maybe this person has options, so they're afraid of like making the wrong choice. Because I feel like in the past your person made the wrong choice, and so they're, you know, Dr. Phil says that when you don't trust, you like a situation, you're just not trusting yourself to handle that situation. So I don't think it has anything to do with you. I think it's them. Like your person doesn't do so well in love. I feel like they have a hard time seeing people's intentions and motives because maybe this person is very successful. So people have been very convincing at like fooling them in the past and just kind of molding into like whoever they wanted them to be in order to get their attention or their money or and their prestige or whatever. But your person feels a genuine soulmate connection with you, so they're very hopeful that that is like the truth, but they're also scared that you're putting them on or something like that. So their next steps towards you, we have the 9 of Wands. They're again with the competition. Oh, okay, this landed on the Virgo card. Yeah, I mean, that's you. So they're kind of holding back because they've thought a lot about this. I feel like your person's exhausted about thinking about this. They know that they're so close to having to make a decision and all these things are weighing on their mind. And so your person's feeling a little hesitant and I don't think they're going to come forward right away. They know that for things to get better, things have to fall apart. So right after the 9 of Wands comes the 10 of Wands, which is burden, and having a lot on their plate, which I feel like this person has a lot on their plate with their job and with status and with their social network. And then if they're going to have to go through some kind of a breakup, plus still trying to keep your attention, this person is like kind of feeling a little overwhelmed. So I feel like that's causing some stagnancy within them. And again, we have some relationship issues that are coming up that are weighing on this person's mind, past people who tricked them in the past. And so your person's really playing those things over in their mind. So this really is, I think overall they are strategizing. They're trying to consider all of their dreams and what direction they want to go in. And they're weighing pros and cons and trying to figure out how really to do this, because I think that they know they have to do it the right way with you. So, okay, I promised you guys a song. Give me just a second while I grab my phone. I'm like right here. I didn't leave you. Okay, turn this down. I'm not actually going to play it. We'll just shuffle my iPad here. Okay. Okay, so we have Paper Cut by Linkin Park. Interesting. Why does it feel like night today? Something in here is not right today. Why am I so uptight today? Paranoia is all I got left. Oh yeah, this is the energy of paranoia, right? I don't know what stressed me first and then how the pressure was fed, but I know just what it feels like to have a voice in the back of my head, like a face that I hold inside, a face that awakes when I close my eyes, a face that watches every time I lie, a face that laughs every time I fall. It watches everything. So I know that when it's time to sink or swim, that face inside is here in me right underneath my skin. So I feel like this person might be, first of all, it's all about paranoia and betrayal and feeling insecure and yeah, maybe that's going to mean something to you guys. So check out that song if you want. Other than that, that's all I have for you guys, pile number 2. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you will like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you back here again. All right, pile number 3. Let me get a drink of my tea. Okay. How's your person feeling, pile number 3? Let's see. I'm afraid to open up. I'm working on my future. I'm upset with you. And I have no idea how to make this work. So a lot of confusing energy coming through for your person. Okay. maybe you guys will resonate with pile number 1 for some of you. Some of the energies are a bit similar, but still very different. So if you weren't drawn there, don't worry about it. Okay, so I like to look at everything holistically, right? Psychology, behavior does not exist in a vacuum. So how is your person feeling? We have you, them, or the energies could be switched. And we also have how they're feeling like about the situation and their next moves and all of that. So I feel like, right, your person is working on their future. And okay, so the last 2 piles I felt like this was you guys, but I'm really feeling that this is you guys over here. So let's just go with this is your person, but flip them as you need. So your person is showing up here as someone, right, who's working on their future. And we can see that with both the Jupiter and the Taurus card, right? Taurus is incredibly tenacious and they move forward. It's very stubborn, but it's also an earth sign. So it's focused on really building value here with Taurus. This is somebody who has thought a lot about what actually gives value. And this is someone who wants to build like wealth as opposed to money, with this Taurian house kind of pushing through here. And not just in the realm of money, but they also want to build like solid relationships and community and things like that. There's also something with their speech coming through here. This person maybe wants to be considered as an authority. Maybe this person wants to work in banking or some kind of institution. There's a huge institution energy coming through, but also they want to be a leader in that institution. This could be like they want to be a financial advisor or something, with the Jupiter and the Taurus coming through here. Because Jupiter, I always think of this having a really powerful voice, right? The birthplace of Jupiter is that last nakshatra in Gemini, Pranavasu. And of course, Jupiter rules its opposite sign, Sagittarius. And that Gemini Saggy kind of axis has to do with knowledge, brethren, being connected, and with that 9th house being higher education, guru, energy. And also the 9th house really feeds into the prestige of the 10th house, which is another earth house that deals with status, money, and reputation. So that energy is definitely coming through for your person. They could be like pursuing some kind of education, some kind of higher education, maybe in a Taurian kind of a field. So something with the hands. A lot of Taurians work with their hands. A lot of them are healers. A lot of them work with the voice. A Taurus person knows exactly how and where to touch you. This person could be doing like massage therapy. They could be doing acupuncture, something like that, where they're working with very physical forms. This could be like a doctor or a nurse, something like that. So I'm afraid to open up. And I have no idea how to make this work. This is just, and they're upset with you, right? Very, very confused energy, right, coming from your person. So, storyteller, the light attribute is the ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. And then femme fatale, shadow attribute, inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money, and power. So I do see that your person is after money and power here with Jupiter and the Taurus. This person is after the good life. They want to eat good food, have a big house, travel around. They are very interested in living the good life and being expansive. They might want to have multiple properties. You might know this about them, or they do have multiple properties. If not, that's something that they're definitely like working towards. They want to have just all the nice things. With Jupiter here, this is somebody who hangs out with like an elite crowd, or again, wants to. And the storyteller here, I'm getting the energy of like a schmoozer almost, especially with the femme fatale. And with the Taurus and the Jupiter energy here, you find this person to be very attractive. I think this person might just be very attractive. They pay a lot of attention to their appearance. Maybe even they go to like high-end spas or something. They get treatments. They wear really nice clothes. And with storyteller energy, I feel this was that networker energy coming through. One of the other piles, it's like that networker energy where it's like this person is really personable. They know how to connect with people, especially people of a high status, and they also know how to like use money or power or front like that. This person seems actually like a powerful person. We just have I'm working on my future here, so that's why I'm thinking that like this person could be working towards these things, but they could definitely still have these things and still be working on their future, because this person might be a little bit insatiable when it comes to these things. And that's something that you're picking up on, definitely, because you feel that that is an inappropriate use of these energies. And also that attachment to money and power is something that's a real driving force behind this person. So this person is seeing you as very sexy, very cute, highly sensual, and also very just like loving, very feminine too. With the Mercury card, Mercury ruled, especially I'm getting feminine energy with the earth here, because and I get the moon with this card too, because the moon rules the middle nakshatra of all the earth signs, and she just looks very moon-like here, very sensual, very kind of shy. She's got like a lot of these branches and stuff are wrapped around her in a very protective manner, because that moon ruled energy is very receptive. Like, it's the moon, right? It's highly receptive. And she's got this like kind of luminescent glow to her, and her features are very like full. So you might resonate with some of these things, right? Like shimmery kind of skin. You might have fuller features, especially fuller lips. Maybe there's something about your jawline, like your masticators that is defined. I feel like you like the good life too, but it's like you like the more simple things, like you might be like somebody who likes to garden. You like to eat good food too, but it's like comes from a different place than this person. I feel like you're very naturally beautiful, and people can be a bit jealous of you, especially if you don't have like money and this person's always hanging around with people who do. It's like you are just like a very pleasant person. You're beautiful on the inside and the outside, and that's something that money can't necessarily buy. And so it causes a lot of jealousy from these people. But you're also there's a smartness to you. Like you're smart in like the school of hard knocks kind of a way, where you're just, you're street smart, because I do feel like there's something about you that's very sensitive in a way that is very, maybe you do have like some kind of psychic abilities. You're very intuitive. You kind of pick up on people's intentions, and you can also pick up on people's negative intentions, and that's why like it keeps you closed off in some kind of a way. But regardless of that, you're still very determined and still very motivated to move forward, especially in your educational pursuits. There's a very congruous energy here between the two of you, right? Mercury rules Gemini. Mercury also rules Virgo, which is the earth sign. So I'm also getting the energy of Hasta. Hasta always comes through here. Shout out Hasta, people. In Vedic, my south node is in Hasta, so maybe that's why y'all keep coming here. But right, Jupiter finds its birthplace in that Mercury ruled sign of Gemini. And then so there's this Jupiter, Mercury, they form that Gemini Sagittarius axis. So there's that energy between you of really liking to learn. This person might be, it's like bigger. This person's bigger though, like where you, maybe you stick more around like your home. There's something about your home, like you really value your home. You find a lot of comfort in your home. You know the people in your community. You're very chatty with the people that you know and you feel comfortable with. But you shut down around people that are mean to you, because you pick up on that negative energy, like the evil eye, that evil eye of like jealousy kind of, so you try to make moves in silence, and people kind of pick up on that very strategic energy, because I think you've learned that what you keep to yourself, people like kind of can't ruin. Because like you're so, like you have a lot of natural gifts, you probably, like literally you have a lot of natural gifts with Mercury here, very skilled. This is a skillful energy. You could be a water sign, because Mercury rules the last nakshatra and all the water signs, and it follows the Saturn ruled nakshatras because it's like a test. It's testing your skills, right? So let's see. And there's a cutesy energy with Mercury too. And you might have a lot of women around you, especially with the goddess here. The shadow attribute though, because this is in your shadow attribute position, exploitation of the female nature and form. So it's like, I think what that's saying is that you have a lot of, you're a woman's woman, like women kind of like you. You have a lot of female friends, and you're very nurturing towards them, like you like to kind of caretake a group of people in some way. And then with the Fool energy here, this is your light attribute. We have fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Oh my gosh, that is literally the energy of these two things together, right? Fearlessly revealing emotion, that's that moon in the center of all those earth nakshatras, right? Like, and with that moon energy being paired up with Mercury, of course, you're going to be able to speak on that. So you might actually, maybe you're a therapist or you have some kind of knowledge of inner healing work. And then helping people laugh at the absurdity and hypocrisy. That's Mercury. Like, there is a funny side to you, especially when people get to know you and like they can open up here. Maybe there's even some pushya in your chart, that first nakshatra in Cancer, or second nakshatra in Cancer, I'm sorry, where you like to make people laugh, but you do it from this place of like deep interconnectedness of like the human experience, you know? Okay. But this person's upset with you for some reason. They don't know how to make this work and they're afraid to open up to you. So let's look down here. There could have been some harsh words said between the two of you. With this Mercury energy, first of all, I think you see right to the heart of people. So whatever you said was the truth and it cut this person deep. And this person probably is not used to people talking to them like that or being so honest or so blunt, because I think they're used to, like, this person schmoozes people and they are not honest a lot of the time in order to get whatever it is that they want. And I think you called this person out in some kind of way. I do feel like this person is trying to spy on you and like understand what it is that you're doing, because there's something about you that is, it's reserved and you've like pulled back from this connection, but you're also very smart about it. Like, you are smart in your communication. So you know how to like make it seem like you're not paying attention to this person. Even if you are paying attention, you're able to play coy and like not give this person kind of the attention that they need. And also I feel like your person thinks that you're very sexy and that you kind of use that to bait them in a way. So that could, all those are reasons that they could be upset with you. You guys could have worked together in the past, and maybe this was like working on a project where like the two of you worked very closely together and you were outside. Like, I feel like there could be a class difference here. And you guys came together on this project and you got to know each other like really well, or there's something where the two of you were focused on a craft. There's such similar energy here. You guys could work in the same field. That's how you guys could know each other here. And maybe your person has a position of authority in that field, or like that's what they're kind of going for. But you guys working together like changed, it's a little bit of a Pride and Prejudice feel of like changed how like each one of you saw the person from a different class, you know what I mean? But I feel like in some way you guys were allowed to bond without like prying eyes being on you or something. So that's how your relationship kind of formed. And what weighs on this person's mind is traveling. They might want to like go on some kind of vacation. This person might have to leave. One or both of you might have to leave like the situation. Maybe you even have like other familial responsibilities or something. But I also feel like there's sort of like with the functioning dysfunction energy that's coming through. Again, I'm getting like this Pride and Prejudice thing where it's like both of you have your worldviews and your outlooks on the other person, and the two of you might get along, but then there's like families and I'm sorry if you guys can hear the people walking outside. But like you guys, like maybe you have differences in families. This person hangs out with like high status people, like that's what they value. Maybe you called them out on that. Or like this person's very careful about their speech. So maybe you, and like you're kind of a jokester and stuff. So like maybe that you were making some jokes or something. There's like a difference in communication here and the way that you view communication. Hold on one second. I'm gonna go shut the door. Okay, sorry about that, people. I got new neighbors and they're kind of loud. Like I can always hear them, like everything that they're doing. They're really fun. I feel like I'm friends with them, so I'm not complaining, but just so you know. Okay, so yeah, this functioning dysfunction, I feel like this is like a bit of Pride and Prejudice energy because you guys have your worldviews, and it's like the two of you might get along when you guys are away from society and when you're away from the rest of it, which is kind of heartbreaking about this connection, you know? I feel like the two of you are from different places too. So the two of you might have to like travel back, and that could be weighing on you and your person's mind because I have no idea how to make this work. And I'm afraid to open up. Like, I feel like you're afraid to open up because you are afraid of being judged by this person, and you're afraid that like they just want you for sex or something. And And this person is afraid to open up because they're not used to opening up. They're used to like schmoozing and like putting on a front, and they have to like put on a mask and put on a show for everyone in order to be liked, in order to move ahead, so that they don't get judged, and so that they're always seen in the right light. And because they're definitely working on their future. It's something that's like very important to them. Yeah, so I'm upset with you. You guys could have just had a fight over this kind of stuff, just over this whole thing of like, you know, maybe everybody was just really brash. And that's why I feel like you might not want to open up too, because like you felt like you opened up, but then it was taken the wrong way. You know, you were trying to be honest, but maybe your voice faltered a little bit, or you didn't know how to say it in exactly the right way. And so then this person got mad and upset, and now you guys really don't know where to move on from here. So the tools at your disposal is death. Like, both of you are like, well, I mean, if I have to, like, I know I'll be fine. Like, this could always transform into something else, right? Like, you know, I mean, honestly, I feel like you guys might have to move back home or something. And like, so you know that this is going to have to end in some way. I think that you're hopeful that it'll start up again though, right? Because death is a regenerative energy, right? With the 8 in the 8th house and all of that, each death always leads to a new beginning that is bigger and better and brighter, you know? So it's like, maybe this situation has to end, but you guys can come back together in the future. Also, if there's some power struggles going on, both of you are like, well, I could always just leave, end it, you know, because that will hurt the other person. But your person is spying on you and trying to, like, you guys, I feel like you're spying on each other because you both are curious about each other. You both are very curious people, and like you're curious about each other and you like each other. You guys are so cute in kind of a messed up way. I'm just kidding. Okay, so with the 3 of Wands here in the future position, again, I'm getting distance and you guys just looking out for each other. He's like looking out, you know, and he's waiting for ships to come in. So he's probably, both of you are waiting on communication of some kind, passionate communication. Both of you feel this underlying passion. But again, like, I feel like your communities are getting in the way here. He's just looking out, like, see, there's another shore over there. I feel like you guys are these 2 continents, you know, just staring out, trying to get a glimpse of each other, but you're so far away. And the things that separate you, it's things like travel and money and emotion and status and, you know, all of these things. But you both want to communicate. And I feel like you also have to consider, there's other variables in this dynamic that need to be considered for both of you. Like, whether it's career, studies, family, friend group, how somebody treated you in the past. There's other variables that each of you are kind of thinking about. But the thing that comes through all of it is that you both want to hear from each other. You both want the other person to like make the first move, kind of a thing, you know? To help put this to bed, whatever happened, like this fight or something happened here, you know? So how's your person feeling about this whole thing? We have the 3 of Swords. And, you know, I mean, this is heartbreak. This is, I mean, it is betrayal. Something was said that maybe was taken as a betrayal. Now, if you said it, then this person strikes me as the type of person over here that is not used to people saying things that are true to them, you know? They're not used to being criticized. They're not used to, you know, even constructively. This person wants to be in charge and, you know, they want to be seen in a high light. Not that you don't. But I feel like you had some needs that weren't getting met that, you know, I don't know. If I had to guess, that's what I'm thinking this argument was about. And also you felt protective of your heart because maybe you see this person as a bit of a playboy, as a jet setter, as somebody who can like travel around and like get whatever, this person like gets whatever girls they schmooze. So you're like, are you telling me the truth? Because you schmooze everybody all the time. How do I know if I'm seeing the real you or not seeing the real you? And this person, you know, is like, well, I could say the same to you. Like, you're so beautiful. And, you know, you have a group of friends around you too, that this person maybe thinks you talk to about them. So yeah, there's definitely issues with the 2 of your communities are different in a way. And like Romeo and Juliet, right? Pride and Prejudice, where it's like you come from different places. And this person, it's like, somebody tell my head. Somebody tell my head. Somebody tell my head to try and tell my heart that I'm better off without you. Dixie Chicks. because like the conflict between the head and the heart here, like this person might feel like they're better off without you because of the things that their society is telling them, or people in their society here. Maybe even someone else who wants to be a love interest to this person who has money and status, you know, like maybe there's somebody else in the picture that's like everybody wants to see this person with, and but your person, like their heart is still drawn to you, you know, because even if you challenged this person in a way, because you guys this is mirrored energy, it's crazy. Like this, then, you know, they like that, like they appreciate that about you. It's annoying when people like can tell you what's up with you and what's wrong with you and stuff, but like that is kind of the mark of a true partner, right? Because a partnership is it's of equals, and that's the struggle here, is that your person wants to be in charge, and they're used to being in charge, and they're used to kind of having some kind of status, this person over here. So yeah, I mean, they're feeling heartbroken over it though. They are feeling very sad. They're just being very stubborn. So yeah, I mean, here's the outside influence is the Hierophant. This is culture. This is, you know, society. This is, you know, parental figures, some kind of institution. If you guys are working through some kind of institution that's moving you guys apart or something, like that could also be the Hierophant. This could also be higher education. Your person has to move to pursue their higher education. You need to move somewhere else to pursue your education. But it's also just tradition and culture. Like you guys could be from two different places. You could be from two different religions. There's something about your communities and your culture that's just not matchy-matchy. It's not seeing eye to eye here. And it's causing a lot of strife. And both of you are fighting for dominance too, I think. In order to be heard, you know, like this is an issue of communication. But the beautiful thing is you got the freaking Gemini Sagittarius axis covered here. You guys could figure this out with communication, even if it just takes a little bit of time. You both are skilled communicators. You can come to that, and you both have very sensitive sides, right? Maybe there's a Rohini connection here in your synastry. And so it's a very romantic feeling between the two of you, but also very sensitive with that moon spot being there, where it's like you both you want to kind of balm each other's innerness, you know, your inner selves, like really talk and get along here. So hopes and fears and what they want from this situation. Your person wants to be stubborn with the Four of Cups. I think they want you to grovel. I think they want you to like come back and offer them your divine cup of love. They want you to apologize, and they want to like get to put on a strong front a little bit, because again, power and dominance is coming through here. Attachment to money and power. Like this person, I feel like you're frustrated with this person because they can't put down their need for like power and money, even power in this dynamic, like just to be able to accept a divine cup of love, you know? Because I think if you went back to this person and you offered them, like you were like, I'm sorry and I love you, and if you did make this first move, because everybody wants the other person to make the first move here, that your person would be like, well, I don't know, I mean, you know, and they just like want to get to play that card a little bit. But it's also like their fear is if they also are afraid that if they did the same to you, that you would not be receptive to them. Because I do feel like they feel that you're closed off, you know, and that you're not looking at them. Because I feel like if you didn't block this person on social media, I kind of don't think that you did at all. I think you guys are, if anything, you're using social media as a weapon to like get at each other here, to give subtle digs, you know, and you're like showing all the things that you're doing and what you're up to on social media, and that you're not looking at this person. You're also like, maybe you're posting pictures where it's like you look really fine and really sexy in like a very casual kind of a way, you know, and maybe you're posting a lot of pictures with your friends, like you're living it up, but like secretly you have a lot of feelings for this person and you want them to reach out and you really want to hash this out and make this work. You definitely want to hash this out and make this work. So yeah, your person over here, they're just really worried that like if they reach out to you and if they say they're sorry and that they love you, that you might have other options and that you're gonna like, you know, not be interested, because I feel like that's the front that you're putting on. So their next steps towards you, the Seven of Wands. First of all, there's a possessive protective energy where they want to fight off people who are getting your attention. But I feel like you're kind of doing the stage thing where you are like, you're putting on a show, you're up on stage, you know, like entertaining people, getting kind of attention from other places. And I don't even think it's like in any kind of way that's like gross or anything, but your person It's like bringing up feelings of jealousy in your person, and they want to be able to, I feel like they know you guys need to have it out in some kind of way. They want to defend themselves, and they want to like have the higher ground, because your person's very concerned about being morally right and having the higher ground. Your person's very stubborn. And you're like, they're very stubborn, and you can be stubborn, but you are more movable, right? With the moon and the Mercury energy coming through. Like maybe you feel like you're always the one who has to give in, you know, and then it's always going to be like that because this person's just used to a certain treatment, and maybe you got a little tired of it. So your person does want to come back. They want to like fight this out in order to be able to save their relationship a little bit, you know, with the 7 coming through, like the 7 of Wands, because this really is indicative of the Aries Libra axis for me. With the 7 is Libra, and then with this Wands energy and with this individual like having his little fight out, like, you know, that, and Aries Libra talks about relationships because you have to develop the individual. Aries, I am, you know, that self energy and being projected out into the world. You have to develop that energy in order to be in a healthy relationship. And that's what your person is trying to do. That's the conversation that's going on here. Because we have 2 people who are strong individually and who are working on their own goals and who have a lot to offer the world and who have a lot to offer partners. And there's a bit of a fight for dominance, and a lot of that comes from traditions and values and family groups and, you know, Pride and Prejudice and Romeo and Juliet and those kinds of themes coming through. And so it's difficult to get like the communication on point, you know, and both of you, there's also, I think you guys live far away from each other, or there's like an energy of traveling and moving that comes into play here too, where it's like there's a lot of obstacles to overcome in this, but there's such a pull towards each other. And when you guys were able to be around each other, you realize that there was such a kinship here, you know. Also, I just got this too, like with the tools at their disposal is death. Like this is a Scorpio card, sex. Like the sex is probably fire. So, and I don't know if you guys are from cultures that where like a lot of people don't have sex before marriage because we have the energy of the Hierophant coming through. Like, I feel like if that's the case, it makes this all the more potent and powerful because it's like the 2 of you want to come together in that way. That makes sense. But your person is seeing you as just, I mean, you have the Goddess card over here, you have the Earth card and Mercury and the Fool. Like your person sees you as completely beautiful, but like you're also very fun and lighthearted and smart, you know, to be around. And that's how your person is like really seeing you, is just like beautiful. There's something about your skin that's like luminescent, but also like if you have darker skin, or like your person really likes when you get a tan, like, yeah, and also boobies and lips. With this moon rolled, maybe you have fuller features, like maybe you have like a rounder face, fuller lips, or something very feminine and very soft about you. Lotions and soft fabrics and all of that, you know, like there's that energy around you too. Like your person just wants to like feed you strawberries on a blanket under a tree, and that's like the most luxurious thing that could ever happen to this person. And this person comes from class, so that's saying something. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 3. Please let me know if that resonated, and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you guys around these parts again. Bye.